Now meet the manager of the cafe as per Aspin Asco na cylinder Sparagos pasok.
Yeah, hey, hello, everyone, and welcome to Asphere's Cafe. Today is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025, and yes, Dream Car is finally back in our show tonight. So good day, Dream Car. As usual, we are live on Cool FM, Cool TV, and also on the live streaming YouTube channels such as Teach You Entertainment, Teach You and Cool FM, and of course my very own channel, AspMedia. And to our fellow TV channel viewers, we are also airing on its burning time slot. That is, in fact, right now, which is from 9 a.m. in the morning until 10. And I believe after 10 a.m. it will be the TV and movies Pinoy. Okay, so before we proceed with our regular cafe session, how are you, Dream Car?
I am busy editing something, so I'm not going to react for a while, but I'm going to just do the time checks because yes, I am a little bit busy because of a lot of the schedules I'm going to miss.
Oh, what if I may ask, what kind of schedule?
The remaining unfinished fan maids that I'm going to finish, the KBC primetime opening, the KBC 55th anniversary ident, yes, a special ident, which is a 1 minute version of the promo from the Eyewitness News. We're going to do a promo like that one, and also another Dalbini air check.
I see. Okay. So you're gonna be busy editing your fanmade KPC airchecks, is that right?
Yes, for a while.
Okay, for a while. So if you are done, will you be able to react to my
All right.
show? Is that right?
Oh yeah, I forgot to. Yeah, because I forgot that I was not on Monday. The weekly poll on the weekly poll on GSM Arena. We're going to check that now.
Oh yeah, I am completely am aware. I am completely am aware that you were not
Wait,
able to do the
wait. I'm going
qualification
to
for
send you
your
the poll part. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. By the way, if you are hearing something in the background right now, I am watching Devil in the Family, the fall of Rupi Franke, and yes, Rupi Franke is an abusive mother. She was the person who vlogged based in Yuga, and my God, she is a very abusive mother. I'm yet watching it right now while hosting my show. Insane. By the way, go on Dreamcar.
All right. So I'm going to add my alternate account for a while. The rest will be going to Asparagus.
Alternate account. What do you mean?
Let me share screen. Let me share screen.
Okay. Oh, sure, sure.
All right.
Oh
This was the
yeah,
last week.
every Tuesday we do weekly polls, right? I realize every Tuesday we
No,
do.
it's Monday usually, but due to that I
Oh,
wasn't there
okay,
yesterday.
right. Yeah, we didn't cover that. I did not cover that yesterday. Yeah, we
All
did not
right,
cover that.
all right. What I've said about the weekly poll that the flagship Xiaomi Ultra 15 is what it looks like. Here's the results. According here from GSM Marinas polls, with a big yes, majority of the yes, 1,231 with a 42.1%. Now this is a good start. For the maybe, 946, 32.4. One quarter of the overall votes. But the other one said no, but other camera flagships with 388 with 13.3. But they don't care about the camera, 125 with 4.6. None of the above, 224, 7.7. So that's the update from the last week's Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So now, I'm going to send you now the new one. So even everyone can vote. Hold on. There you go. Here's the question. According here, will you buy the Samsung Galaxy A56? That's the question. And if they compile the survey, that means we're going to show you the results every Monday. Yes, every Monday about the results on this edition of the weekly polls by GSM Marina. Would you buy the A56, A36, or the A26? So those are your choices. So there's a lot of comments. So that's the three surveys: 56, 36, and 26. So once again, that I've said, send the update the form at the Cool FM Primetime GC. So or I could, or if I could, I'm going to add it on the Cool FM chat room.
All right. So that's all for from you, right? For now.
All right, that's all for the weekly poll updates. Now back to you, Asparagos.
Thank you so much, Dreamcar. And now let's begin with the Tuesdays Tech News session. And while yeah, I am multitasking right now, watching the mini documentary of what is it? Ruby Franke on Disney Plus right now, which is yeah, Devil in the Family: The Fall of Ruby Franke. Yeah, I'm watching it right now, so I'll do my best to multitask while I'm watching. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so let me get my screen share as we speak. Okay, let me get the screen share right now and head over to. Today I will not be using the first, second, third, and fourth gap groups because I have not prepared it. I was very not that I'm very, but I am relaxed. I like lay down more than I was supposed to do. So yee. All right, so let's head over to The Verge now. Let's go to theverge.com. I'm trying to make sure that the audio that I'm watching right now isn't being heard. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get the screen share up. Okay, there we go. The Verge, yes, The Verge. Okay. Okay, then looks like my AnyTask screen share is not screen share. My AnyTask window is acting up again. Delay. So yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me put it up here. Okay, nice. All right, so now let's get into see what we have here in store for us right now. So let's get into that. Oh, Apple is reportedly planning to a design overhaul for iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. If I recall correctly, we did cover this once before, where they are going to base the design on the Vision OS, and I think I might be right here. Yup, I knew it. The changes apparently take inspiration from the Vision's Pro's Vision OS. Yup, I was right. Okay, so let's get into the first one, and that is once again Apple planning to overhaul the design based on Vision OS. Courtesy of The Verge, Apple plans to significantly redesign the look of iOS, iPadOS, and macOS later this year, Bloomberg reports. The changes, which are set to arrive with iOS 19, iPadOS 19, and macOS 16, will touch many parts of the operating systems, including updating the style of icons, menus, apps, windows, and system buttons, Bloomberg says. The updates are also intended to simplify how people use Apple devices and make things more consistent across its software. The new device apparently takes some inspiration from the Vision Pro's Vision OS. Bloomberg says the design updates will be the biggest for the Mac since Mac OS Big Sur and the biggest for iOS since iOS 7. However, Bloomberg notes that Apple isn't going to merge its operating systems. Apple is expected to announce the changes at its Worldwide Developers Conference, which typically happens in June. It hasn't announced a date for this year's show. The company didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. All right, so let's see what do they have to say here. Benjamin, who is a subscriber of The Verge, I came across this work concept work on Reddit a couple weeks ago. It is well considered, using recent iOS app designs as a starting point, and feels increasingly reasonable the more rumors confirm are redesigned. So let's take a look at the website of it's possible, how it is likely possible that how likely it is possible that iOS redesign look like. If I'm not really praising my bad, but this is it will likely how it will look like how it will likely look like with this one. So yeah, and again, this website is from Benjamin, so you can see the concept redesign. And now, if we take a deeper look at layers, yeah, components with a 3D glassy effect are the most frequently cited opportunity for a Vision OS inspired design on iOS. It's important to note that Vision OS does not apply this effect to all UI elements. On the contrary, glass, as Apple creatively calls this material, is used in only one layer of the hierarchy that defines apps. So you have background layer, container layer, and content layer. You can see how it is being done. And the layer, if you look, this is how the layer is done. And this is the content, right? And updating layers, this is another mock-up, I believe. Yeah. So advice content is also at the glossy in boxes in the new container layer, and nav menu component is set within its own container. Yeah, right here, guys, right around here. That is very likely how the redesign will look like. And what else here? Navigation, of course. So if you are aware of how the floating tab will look like in iPad OS, well, this is about to be changed as well. So Vision OS tab bar, however, look like this, and I believe they're gonna follow suit soon. So yeah, so Benjamin's verdict. Well, the days of the constant tab bar are numbered. From a functionality perspective, it remains superior on the iPhone form factor, but it looks like Apple is going to change it anyway. Recall how they replaced the tab bar on iPad OS 18 with a top of screen solution, despite complaints. While the sports menu looks cool, they found it impractical across a wide selection of apps. So he will be using invites as a guide for reimagining iOS in navigation. And now, let's get into the actual concept. The one that we just saw was, well, not so concept, but now we are getting into how it might look like. Right, let's get into that. Yup, coming probably never. iOS meets Vision. Never, huh? Never, huh? Anyway, you can see how how it will possibly look like based on the concept. Materials, burning glass. If we open that here, yup. Navigation and toolbar, yup, yup. Navigation menu, of course. Close button, yup. Limitless tabs, dedicated button, of course. New search view, yup. Input field style, refresh keyboard, apps infused with color. I honestly think it looks great. And if we hover as first seen in Apple Sports, the nav bars of most apps now feature a soft color gradient that fills the bar and bleeds down under the app's content. The color use matches the app's engine color or icon. And you have the list style, how it looked like, and the new app icons, possibly matching Vision OS. And of course they gave credit to Basic Apple Guide for originating the idea of a Vision OS Notes icon on iOS. So honestly, the Notes icon look way better than the current iOS version of Notes. Yeah, it looks way better. And the dark mode, yup, yup, I can tell, yup. It will likely be this one. I can tell you that it might likely be this one. Circle icons, very unlikely, maybe. I would say it's very unlikely. And yeah, that is the concept of how iOS redesign will look like to align with Vision OS. If it's true, if Apple is really working on it, I will be amazed. But if it's true, this will be great. Okay, so that is the first, right? First of that is the first tech headline that we covered so far. And before we head to the app break, let's read the rest of the comments. Wasn't John? Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I do recall. Yeah, I recall that one. Fashion OS fever is sweeping the nation. Okay, all right. Bring back Aqua. Yeah, real. Okay, so that's the first tech headline that we covered right here on Aspen's Cafe. And we will continue the rest later as it is now 6:47 p.m. Yes, you heard that right. It is now 6:47 p.m. And before we go to the ad break,
This episode is brought to you by Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by Asparagus and Capinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Capinoy Coffee. Manufactured by FBS Manufacturing Corporation.
that's right. Stay along with us. We will be right back. And now we return to Asphere's Cafe on Cool FM. Yes, we are back right here on a cafe, and yes, I am currently at the Roblox studio. So, yes, let's continue with the cafe session on on our show. All right, let me get my screen share up once again. Okay. All right. So now let's continue. Let me get my screen share up. All right. So we are back. Let me just get up here properly. All right. So let's as we get over to the next gap. Microsoft is replacing remote desktop with its new Windows app. Oh, this is expected. And there's a catch though. Well, the remote desktop connection that app that's built into Windows is sticking around. Yep, it's staying. All right, so looks like Microsoft is ending support of its remote desktop app for Windows on May 27. If you use the remote desktop app to connect to Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, or Microsoft DevBox machines, then you will have to transition to the Windows app instead. The new Windows app, which launched in September, includes multi-monitor support, dynamic display resolutions, and easy access to cloud PCs and virtual desktops. Microsoft says connections to Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, and Microsoft DevBox via the Remote Desktop app of the Microsoft Store will be blocked after May 27, 2025. So to recall how the Windows app looks like, this is how the UI and functionality looks like. You have the Windows app right here, that and you have your devices that allows you to connect to that allows you to connect. You have your, let's say if you have a cloud PC from Microsoft, this option will show up, and you have your work PC, and yeah, and you also have direct shortcuts to Microsoft Office apps, which is a plus too, and also the Teams. So yeah, that's how the Windows app looks like, and I believe it's focused on enterprise. The existing Remote Desktop app is not to be confused with Microsoft's Remote Desktop Connection app that has shipped inside Windows for more than 20 years. This app will continue to exist in Windows 11 after May 27, and Microsoft says it can still be used to connect to machines until the Remote Desktop protocol is supported in the Windows app. The mention of RDP support could mean Microsoft will eventually support personal accounts in its Windows app. You can only currently use the Windows app if you have a work or school Microsoft account, despite Microsoft's long-term ambition of moving Windows fully to the cloud to enable improved AI-powered services and full roaming of people's digital experience. So there you go. So, folks, if you're one of them using the work or school provided PCs, and if you are still using the remote desktop app, well, this is your time to migrate to the new Windows app, since they're going to they're going to cut the support starting this May. So yeah, so I believe this is the right time if you're looking to move. Now this is your chance. Excuse me. All right, so let's move on to the next one. What else do we have here? Blue Sky. Okay. Yup, Blue Sky is adding 3-minute video support and a filter to help with DM spam. So, Blue Sky is adding support for longer 3-minute video, a notable improvement from the previous 1-minute limit. The update is rolling out in Blue Sky version 1.99, which also includes a new DM filter that allows you to approve or reject messages from people you might not know. The new chat request feature is similar to message requests on X, and it will appear as a banner at the top of your inbox. Tap into it and you will find messages from unknown users. Based on the example shared by Blue Sky, it looks like the platform will also let you know if the person trying to message you is followed by anyone you're following. So there's their own post posted on their own platform, that is Blue Sky, mentioning their changelog here. Aside from that, Blue Sky is also making it easier to mute accounts, as you can now select the three-dot menu beneath someone's post and choose mute account. Previously, you had to navigate to the user's profile in order to mute them. So there you go. So yeah, that's the Blue Sky, and now let me look for another one here. Ooh, this is a big one. This is a big one, guys. This is a big one. They're holding a 50th anniversary next month, along with the Copilot event. Yeah, this is a big one. All right, so Microsoft has started sending out invites to the 50th anniversary and Copilot event at the company's headquarters in Redmond, Washington. The April 4th event will take place on the day Microsoft marks 50 years since it was first founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975. The event on Microsoft's campus will include an employee-only celebration of the company's 50 years, alongside details on what's next for the consumer side of Microsoft's Copilot AI companion. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Soliman, and other leaders of past and present will be part of the Copilot and 50th anniversary event. So this means Bill Gates might attend this event, which I should say it's important for him since he founded the company. So I do believe he will be attending the event. The Copilot event will take place amid rumors that Microsoft is developing its own in-house AI reasoning models to compete with OpenAI. The information reported last week that Suleiman has been leading the charge on developing Microsoft's own AI models, the MAI, or MAI. These models could potentially compete with OpenAI and even replace OpenAI's models in Copilot. It's possible that Microsoft might be ready to demo some of its own AI model work at this Copilot event next month, where the company will undoubtedly be looking to position AI at the center of its plan for its next 50 years. So if this vision works, it looks like AI is here to stay. Now let's take a look what they had to say about this event. Hopefully, my won't lie and just end up being a sigh. I someone want someone to count how many times they will say AI during the event. I like that image. Will be interesting to see that some become more prominent in their software and hardware. Alright, so that's what they said so far regarding this news. Pass. That will be covered tomorrow on Thursday. Also pass for this one because we're gonna cover that. If we look at this one, yes, you can't believe that the tech news site is covering anime now, huh? Insane, huh? They're not covering the anime topics on the tech news website. Okay, back to just focus on what we have to focus, and now that is OnePlus signature alert slider. So, OnePlus plans to do away with the signature alert slider and replace it with a configurable button in the future, company CEO Pete Lu said in a OnePlus community forum post today, reports 95 Google. The alert slider, which has been on most OnePlus phones and disappeared for the OnePlus 10T for the last decade, lets you quickly switch between normal, mute, and vibrate-only modes. Lu says the slider is a huge piece of hardware just to switch sound profiles, and that a smarter, customizable button could enable a more personalized experience. The change will be for the better, he adds later. Lu doesn't say what phones the button will appear on or when. He does call out that the button will still let people switch sound profiles without waking their phone, something he says was non-negotiable, and promised the button will work well for both power users and those who prefer simplicity. Given that, it's easy to imagine OnePlus doing something similar to the action button Apple introduced in the iPhone 15 Pro. The action button has a few preset options tied to a long press, like silencing your phone or turning on the flashlight, but can also run complex iOS shortcut automations, which they nerdedly enjoy. So, if they do replace it, well, it marks end of the era, and now that Apple started this out of it all, bringing action button to their iPhones, it looks like that OEMs could follow suit and bring their customizable button on the right or left side of their phone. So there is my take on this. Let's see what else do we have here. Let's go to more stories. Oh yeah, we did cover that yesterday. All right, guys. It looks like we have some fantastic news. If Apple Watch Band isn't going to be bad, and yep, this is some fantastic news. It looks like Alive Core has suffered another setback in its long-running patent case against Apple. Today, the U.S. Or I should say, on that March 8th, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit has upheld a decision that the medical device maker's EKG patents are not actually patentable. As a result, the Apple Watch won't face a second import ban from the International Trade Commission. This back and forth between Alive Core and Apple began in 2021. Alive Core went to the ITC claiming Apple had infringed on its EKG patents. The ITC ruled in Alive Core's favor, recommending an import ban that would have prevented the sale of Apple Watches with the EKG feature in the US. However, it didn't immediately go into effect because the Patent Trial and Appeal Board also ruled that the three patents in question were invalid. For the import ban to go forward, Alive Core would have had to win its appeal of the PTAB decision, which it didn't. Well, good news for Apple, well, bad news for Alive Core. So let's read the statement from Sanjay Voletti, who is the Chief Business Officer of Alive Core. We are deeply disappointed by the court's decision this morning and that the court did not review the available secondary considerations, which the ITC found to be persuasive in their finding of validity. We will continue to explore all available legal options, including potential appeals, to defend our position that our patents are valid and that Apple infringe our intellectual property rights. We thank the federal union for its careful consideration in this case. Sorry, I should have mentioned that we I should have mentioned that we are about to read the next one that is Fred saying that who is the Apple spokesperson who told The Verge. We thank the Federal Circuit for its careful consideration in this case. Apple's team have worked tirelessly over many years to develop industry-leading health, wellness, and safety features that meaningfully impact users' lives, and we intend to stay on this path. Alive Core used the same legal strategy as Abismo, another medical device maker. However, Massimo was successful in its bid to get an ITC import ban against the Apple Watch. The main difference is Massimo's patents were over the Apple Watch blood oxygen sensor, not its EKG's tech. To get around the ITC import ban, Apple now disables the blood oxygen sensor in Apple Watches newly sold in the US. I don't know if this is going to impact internationally, but it looks like it says it is only going to impact the US units. So there's that one. Okay. And I think the rest is the same that I have already covered yesterday. So that is all for what we have on the Verge, and now I will be focusing on the smartphone news that is coming up next later. In the meantime, it is now 7:10 p.m. as we will return with more tech headlines right here on Asphere's Coffee. But before that,
Our sponsors are Aspires Cafe and Capinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Capinoy Coffee. It's now 7:10.
we will be right back. And now let's get back to the cafe. Alright, people, welcome back to Asphere's Cafe. It is now 7:17 p.m. as we have a few minutes left for TVH before we say goodbye. And apparently, I have been disconnected. Woo! Of course, because of the Roblox inactivity. Yeah. I'll get back to that in a bit, but in the meantime, we'll go on the Discord mode. So, let's see. Let's get into the smartphone news now. Let's get into the smartphone news now. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I haven't went to the website. One moment. Okay. Here we go. Let's zoom this in here and see what do we have in store today. So, let's see. Alright, so let's see. Of course, we did cover that already. Oh, A56 and A36 are now on sale in India. Alright. I should mention I need to check the YouTube videos regarding the A56 because I have actually, again, I have discussed this last week that I'm already interested in A56. So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's already on sale in the Philippines. Let me just check that out right now. It is on sale in the Philippines. Let's see. Let's, oh, okay. Oh, it hanged for a bit. That's weird. Oh, shoot, my name. Oh no, I accidentally disclosed my name. Oh no. But yeah. Anyway. I have to blur that out. Okay, so let's go to the Galaxy smartphone. And if we go to all the way to the Galaxy A series, yep, you can see it still says A55. So if we go to the page here, it's still listed as coming soon. So right, it is not on sale at least yet in the Philippines as of this broadcasting time. But if it goes on sale, I will check the phone out. Now let's get back to this news. So yep, the first market to get the phones is India, with other regions across the world to follow any moment now. So, to recall, the Galaxy A56 and A36 share a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED with Full HD Plus resolution and 10 bezels. Both have a 50 megapixel main camera, but the A56 has a bigger sensor. It also has a more powerful Exynos 5080 chipset, while the A36 sticks to Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. For the first time in Galaxy A's history, these phones support 45-watt charging. The flagship rate in Samsung terms anyway should top the 5000 mAh battery in 68 minutes, while 30 minutes on the charger fills 66% of the capacity, which is the same on both phones. And yes, the GSM Arena is currently reviewing these phones. Now let's move on to the next one, and let's see. Oh yeah, Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro. So, Nothing fully unveiled the new Phone 3A and Phone 3A Pro last week at WMC in Barcelona, and now they are both receiving their first ever software update. This will presumably be waiting for the buyers once they take them out of the box. The update brings a lot of it. The essential key interaction is now updated, so a quick press will save what's on your screen and allow you to add notes, while long pressing will record a voice note alongside the screenshot. There are also essential space widgets now for the home screen and lock screen, a revamped essential space home page, an upcoming section to manage all your tasks in one place, and smart insight now displays in the system language. Moving on, camera presets give you quick access to optimal settings for different scenes. These presets can be shared and imported. You can also import cube files to use custom filters. Moreover, camera performance has been enhanced, as has clarity in macro mode. Portrait mode is now more refined with more accurate background blur. AI-powered face and scene classification is live in the Nothing Gallery app, which also gets fine-tuned interaction and user experience. There's a power up passport verification feature too, and of course, bugs have been squashed as well. So that is the news regarding their first ever software update for Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro. Oh, now we know. Well, now we get to know the reason why Apple has decided to delay the Siri upgrade. So, uh, if you remember yesterday on my show, uh, we did talk about the we did talk about the personalized Siri being delayed, and now we know the reason. Apple's work on AI enhancements for Siri has been officially delayed. It is now slated to roll out in the coming year, and one developer thinks they know why. The smarter and more personalized Siri is, the more dangerous it can be if something goes wrong. Simmons Willison, the developer of the data analyst tool dataset, points the finger at injections. AIs are typically restricted by the parent companies who impose certain rules on them. However, it's possible to jailbreak the AI by talking it into breaking those rules. This is done with so-called prompt injections. As a simple example, an AI model may have been instructed to refuse to answer questions about doing something illegal. But what if you ask the AI to write you a prompt about hotwiring a car? Writing prompt isn't illegal, right? This is an issue that all companies offering AI chatbots face, and they have gotten better at blocking obvious jailbreaks, but it's not a solved problem yet. Worse, jailbreaking Siri can have much worse consequences than most chatbots because of what it knows about you and what it can do. Apple spokeswoman Jacqueline Roy describes Siri as follows: "We have also been working on a more personal Siri, giving it more awareness of your personal contacts, as well as the ability to take action for you within and across your apps." Apple undoubtedly put rules in place to prevent Siri from accidentally revealing your private data. But what if a prompt injection can get it to do it anyway? The ability to take action for you can be exploited too, so it's vital for a company that is as privacy and serious conscious as Apple to make sure that Siri can't be jailbroken. And apparently this is going to take a while. So yeah, now we know a possible reason why Apple decided to delay the much needed Siri upgrade to include AI. Yeah, now that makes sense. And now, before I continue, let me reconnect my Roblox, and I'll be back. I'll be getting there in a bit. All right, remember Mitsu, who remember this company Mitsu. Now they're and now they're returning under the hands of Tradespark Group. So, GSM Arena had a discussion with Mr. Gu Bin, executive director of the group and head of overseas operations. He shared that Mitsu has successfully entered 30 markets within its first year back on the international stage. Dream Smart provided substantial investment for developing, producing, and distributing smartphones. The plan the plans involved Mitsu further into expanding into Southeast Asia, followed by Central and Eastern Europe and Latin America. The executive expressed optimism about leveraging the partnership with automaker Gidley as vehicles and smartphones are already marketed together in certain regions. Smartphones will initially be offered online in areas where the company enters, but the company is actively establishing agreements with physical retailers. Mitsu traditionally produced phones across all price ranges. Currently, it has offerings in the $100 to $700 spectrum in China, but this isn't mirrored internationally. Mr. Gu disclosed that the strategy initially focuses on launching mid-range devices in overseas markets, with plans to broaden to a greater product range later. So that is interesting. Knowing that Mitsu is now returning to the smartphone market and reaching 30 markets. Yeah, this is a milestone. This is a huge milestone for that. Okay. All right. Time for some Galaxy S25 Edge updates. Yup, it is coming next month, and we did talk about the dimensions, weight, screen, and bezel size, and now we are now talking about the battery capacity. So the Galaxy S25 Edge has multiple times so far been rumored to arrive with the smallest family in the S25 family, smaller even than the S25s. And now this has been unfortunately confirmed through our certification in Denmark. So if we take a look at the certification, let me just open image in new tab. You can see it has 3,786 milliamp. Yup, 3,768 milliamp. So 3786 milliamp battery. It is really smaller. It is really small than the other S25 devices. Or I should say, this will be translated into a market typical capacity of 3,900 milliamps, and that is in fact 100 milliamps less than what the much smaller Galaxy S25 got. So, with this in mind, the battery life clearly won't be among the S25 Edge selling points. The 5.84mm thickness that was reached by sacrificing some longevity, on the other hand, will be the main one. According to past rumors and leaks, the S25 Edge will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite SoC paired with 12GB of RAM. It will have 20Hz refresh rate screen and support for 25 watts while charging. No 45 watts, womp womp. There will only be two cameras on the rear, of which the main one will have 200 megapixel resolution. I don't know if this is going to wow anyone about the battery capacity, but don't expect a long battery life. If don't expect very long battery life. That's my word on it. We'll wait for the smartphone test to be confirmed. Let tech reviewers cook for this one. So yeah. So that's the S25 Edge updates for now. And finally, to end this one for TV viewers, let's see what else do we have here. Alright, Oppo F29 and F29 Pro. We're gonna end it with the Oppo F29 and F29 Pro. Okay, so Oppo is apparently launching the F29 and F29 Pro in India later this month, and now we have a first look at the vanilla model. Its specs have also been outed by a tipster over on X. The F29 is set to come with a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate, an aluminum frame, IP68, IP68, and IP69 ratings for dust and water resistance, and a 6,500 mAh battery with support for 85-watt fast wire charging. It is going to be powered by MediaTek's Dimensity 73,000 SoC and will allegedly cost between 25,000 and 30,000 Indian rupees. Meanwhile, the F29 Pro is rumored to come with a 6.7-inch quad micro curved AMOLED screen with Full HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate, a 50 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel decorative secondary camera of some sort, and a 60 megapixel selfie snapper. The F29 Pro will be powered by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 SoC. Yup, that's the same chipset that is the same chipset used for the A36, paired with up to 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. It will also have a 6,500 mAh battery and the IP ratings of its simpler. Both devices will run Android 15 out of the box with Oppo's ColorOS 15 on top. That is the Oppo F29 and F29 Pro, and it's now 7:30 p.m. and it looks like we have to say goodbye to our fellow TVH Network viewers. So, TVH Network viewers, we will be back again tomorrow morning, where we will cover the. Tomorrow is in fact Thursday for TVH. So, we will be covering anime news tomorrow, where we will cover the latest anime happenings. On this brand new time slot that is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on TVH Network viewer on TVH Network. Until next time, fellas, for TVH, I am Cairo.
And I'm Dreamcar, the cafe is now closed for TBH.
We will see you tomorrow mornings. Remember, we are not at 11 but 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Bye bye, TVH. See you tomorrow.
TJ Entertainment Production.
And we are back. It is now 7:31 p.m. We just left TVH Network, and now we are left with Cool FM, Cool TV, and of course our live streaming channels, TCO and Cool FM, TCO Entertainment, and AspMedia's YouTube channels. And now I am officially back at the Roblox, so now let's focus back to the Roblox point of view. Okay. So let's continue with another round of smartphone news, or if not, yeah, you know what? Let's continue with the smartphone news, courtesy of GSM Arena. Let me just close all of it here. Okay, I'm waiting for the other three to load. Okay, there we go. All right, now me restart my screen share. Excuse me. All right. All right, people. Let's get into the next round of the smartphone news, and that is the Xiaomi Pad 7 Max. That is focus on tablets. Yes. Okay, so let's get into that right now. Whoops! It shouldn't have been split screen. There we go. Okay, let's begin. Xiaomi has already launched the Pad 7 and 7 Pro, but there's allegedly one more member that will join the family soon. That is the Pad 7 Max. As the name implies, this will be quite huge. A new rumor out of China today claims it will support a 14-inch screen, as well as support for 120-watt fast wire charging. That is what Samsung couldn't do today. It will be positioned as a flagship device, so it should use a top-of-the-line chipset too, though which exact one isn't revealed. It might, however, become the first tablet to rock the Snapdragon 80 Lite. Ooh. Additionally, next month there will be two large tablets launching in China, with one with a 30-inch LCD screen and the Dimensity 94,000 SoC on board, as well as support for 66 watt charging. The other tablet will use the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip and will have 80 watt charging and a 30.2-inch display. So it's looking like Chinese device makers are all turning their attention to creating flagship large tablets this year, and it will be interesting to see how well these are going to perform sales-wise. Finally, finally, they are doing it right, and they are now making a flagship grade tablet from Chinese makers. Since it's been a long overdue since they have been making mid-range tablets, and now they're focusing on this one. So it's a huge step up. It's a huge step up. Next one we have here is the external display tools for Android 16. So, Google is about to add true desktop OS capabilities to Android and the proof is in Android 16. Android Authority was able to find external monitor tools in the next OS currently in beta testing that points to Google's intentions. Currently, if you connect an Android phone via USB to an external monitor, it defaults into screen mirroring. However, hidden in developer options is a way to expand the smartphone display to the external monitor. Their solution is bare bones at the moment. The mouse is fixed to one screen and can't move between screens, and you will need to reconnect to toggle between mirroring and extending. But it seems Google has hidden solutions in place to enable the mouse cursor to move between screens. In the future, users will have access to tools much like those on Windows PCs. You can change the position of the external display, change the scaling, size of text, and icons separately on the external display. It's an indication that Google will aim to turn Android into a fully fledged desktop OS when needed, and that it may even mold in Chrome OS into Android. So this is a big step up for Android, since they're going to focus on enhancing on or I should say, adding full external display support. So this is a big upgrade for the Android, for Android 16, of course. Alright, next, Apple is working on under-display Face ID for its foldable iPad Pros. When two rumors collide, will you get this? Apple's foldable iPad Pro will have an under-display Face ID, says Lickstar's digital chat station. They have been hearing about those things, foldables and under-display hardware for years now, It was inevitable that they would overlap at some point. First up, this is for the upcoming foldable iPad Pro, not the foldable iPhone that is supposed to be coming next year. This might not move all of the Face ID hardware. It's a combo of an IR projector and an IR camera, but only the projector. This will be achieved with a meta lens, or not. Maybe Google credentials have failed. This sounds a lot like the original plans to shrink the dynamic island on iPhones. First, the projector moves under the display, then a couple of generations later, the camera goes under as well. This was originally supposed to happen this year with the iPhone 17, but more recent info suggests that this upgrade needs more time in the lab before it can be implemented. As for the as for the foldable iPad Pro, it will allegedly have an 18.8-inch display. That's larger than any MacBook, though smaller than iMacs currently sold only sold in 14-inch size, but 2.15 models used to be available. Anyway, Apple has transitioned to Face ID almost completely. Touch ID can still be found on some iPads, Vanilla, Air, Mini, while others, the Pros, use Face ID. Uh, hmm. The fingerprints reader is no longer on iPhones now that the SE is discontinued and the 16E switched to Face ID. Apple could have easily implemented under touch display touch ID, but it seems that Cupertino has no interest in doing so. So if so, yeah. It's interesting that Apple is working on the under display Face ID, at least for the foldable iPad Pro. It would be great if this is if this would be arriving to foldable iPhone, but again, might not happen anytime for now. But it would be great to see that tech coming to the regular iPhones and iPads as well. It would be great. But yeah, under display Face ID, yeah, this is new tech that is interesting. Last one we have here is the IQO C10. So Vivo's sub-brand IQO is getting ready to launch the C10 series, and today more details about the device have surfaced. According to a now deleted post on Weibo by the profilic Chinese leaker who goes by once again Digital Chat Station, the device are currently tentatively scheduled to be launched in April. The C10 Turbo is going to use the MediaTek Dimensity 84,000 SoC, while the C10 Turbo Pro will go with Broadcom's still unannounced Snapdragon 8S Elite. These two should share a 6.78-inch 1.5K LTPS OLED screen. One of them will have a 7,600 mAh battery with support for 90 watt charging. The other a 77,000 mAh battery with 120 watt charging. Moving on, the IQO C10X has an LCD screen, will be powered by a MediaTek SoC, and is due to be out later in the third quarter of this year, so between July and September. Meanwhile, the C10 should have a 1.5K OLED screen and be powered by the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chipset. So that's the IQO C10 updates and the leak update. I should say that's the latest leak updates about the IQO C10. It is now 7:40 p.m. as we will get into the last gap of the tech news right here on Asphere's topic. But before that, okay, alright. Before that, this program is sponsored by Asphere's Aircon. Try, tested, trusted by NS Focus, and
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee. From FBS Manufacturing Corporation. It's now 7:41. We'll be right back.
Okay, now let's get back to Asper's Cafe. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to the cafe. It is now 7:49 p.m. and woo hoo hoo! I did not get disconnected this time. Let's go. Okay, so let's get into the last round of tech news, and I don't know what am I going to cover next, but rest assured I'll do my best to cover any other topics here. Okay, so let's see. Because I think the rest of the GSM Iranian headlines are, yeah, the same as this time. So, okay. All right. So, um, yeah, I think it's the same. So now let's move on to another one, to another tech news, and I think we're going to be talking about the cybersecurity, and that is coming from Beeping Computer. Okay. Yep. Time for the cybersecurity news. All right. Let's begin. Coming from the BB Computer, the Dark Storm activist group claims to be behind DDoS attacks, causing multiple worldwide outages on Monday, leading the company to enable DDoS protections from Cloudflare. While ex-owner Elon Musk did not specifically state that DDoS attacks were behind the outages, he did confirm that it was caused by a massive cyber attack. Musk posted on X, there was, still is, a massive cyber attack against X. We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources. Either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved, tracing. So if you do not know who the Darkstorm is, well, Darkstorm is a pro-Palestinian activist group that launched in 2023 and has previously targeted organizations in Israel, Europe, and the US. Today, the group posted to their Telegram channel that they were conducting DDoS attacks against Twitter, sharing screenshots and links to the host check-host.net site as proof of the attack. So what is check-host.net? Well, it is a website that allows visitors to check the availability of the website from different servers throughout the world. The website is commonly used during DDoS attacks to show that an attack is taking place. So you can see the proof, it is indeed offline. And yeah, various countries, you have Brazil, Czech Republic, Finland, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Iran, Israel, Italy, Japan. Yeah, it all said connection timeout, except surprisingly Moldova. Well, now X is now being protected by the DDoS protection service Cloudflare, which shows a CAPTCHA when suspicious IP addresses connect to the site when a single IP address generates too many requests. The help.x.com section of the site currently displays a cloud CAPTCHA for all requests as shown below. Well, hacktivists have demonstrated time and time again their ability to disrupt massive technology platforms using botnets and other resources. So that is the news regarding the X cyber attack. Next we have here is the FTC sending $25.5 million to victims of tax support scams. Later this week, the Federal Trade Commission will start distributing over $25.5 million in refunds to those misled by tech support companies, restore and reimage scare tactics. The FTC will send 736,375 PayPal payments starting March 13 to consumers tricked into paying for unnecessary computer repair services. Between now and March 30, those eligible for a refund will receive an email and must redeem the PayPal payment within 30 days. Restore Cryptos Limited and Reimage Cryptos Limited were fined $26 million 1 year ago for violating the FTC Act and the telemarketing sales rule after using online ads and pop-ups impersonating Windows pop-ups, and system warnings saying the consumer's PCs were infected with malware, had performance issues, and required urgent attention to avoid harm. The FTC said in the complaint, since about January 2018, defendants have marketed decisively over the internet and through telemarketing purported computer repair services to the consumers under the brand names Restoro and Reimage. Defendants used the same decisive methods to market and sell Restoro and Reimage. The methods include decisive pop-ups, internet marketing, scans for purported errors and risk, and telemarketing. Defendants, pop-ups, and internet ads lure consumers with an offer of a free scan or an update to consumers' computers. Regardless of the computer's actual health, the scan for or update inevitably finds purported performance or security issues requiring repairs. As the FTC revealed in March 2024, its investigators also paid for the company's service to replicate the consumer's experience with Restaurant between May and June 2022 and Reimage during July and August 2022. Even though devices used to test the purchased devices had no performance or security issues and were running antivirus software, scanning them using the two companies' software revealed hundreds of issues require repair, including PC's privacy issues, crashed programs, junk files, and broken registry issues. They were also asked to pay up to $58 for a PC repair plan and were urged up to paying to make activation calls quote unquote to restore and image the marketers who told them the software couldn't fix all the issues. The Restoro and Reimage telemarketers requested access to investigators' computers and they claimed to find more errors, critical warnings, viruses, or malware while pointing to Microsoft Windows event viewer log entries linked to standard and mentioned system errors and warnings. The FTC added at the time the telemarketers did recommend repair services by a technician. They offer various repair plans costing $200 for silver I should say, $300 for gold, and $500 for platinum service. Oh my God! Well, why would they pay for that type of price, right? This, besides the $26 million fine, the FTC order also bans the two companies from using decisive telemarketing and misrepresenting performance or security issues that scare consumers into buying unnecessary computer repair services. Last year, the FTC also ordered TurboTax maker Intuit to stop marketing free software that isn't free, ban Avast from selling its users' privacy data for advertising purposes, and prohibited data brokers in market and OutLogic from selling Americans' raw location data. In December, the government agency also distributed over $72 million in four-time refunds to those affected by Epic Games' use of dark patterns to trick players into making unwanted purchases. And the last but not least, Google paid $12 million in bug bounties last year to security researchers. Google paid almost $12 million in bug bounty rewards to 660 security researchers who reported security bugs through the company's vulnerability reward program in 2024. Among last year's highlights, the company revamped the VRP's reward structure, bumping rewards up to a maximum of $151,515, while its mobile VRP now offers up to $300,000 for critical vulnerabilities and top-tier apps, with a maximum reward reaching $450,000 for exceptional quality reports. The Cloud VRP increased the top-tier reward amounts by up to 5 times in July, while Chrome security bug rewards now exceed $250,000. Last year, Google more than doubled rewards for Miracle PDR bypasses to $250,128 from $100,115 when the Miracle PDR bypass reward was launched. It also launched KVM CTF, a new VRP unveiled in October 2023, aiming to improve the security of the kernel-based virtual machine, which stands for KVM, hypervisor, that offers $250,000 bounties for full VM escape exploits. The company says it awarded $65 million in bounties since its first vulnerability reward program went live in 2010, while the highest reward paid last year was over $110,000. And the list goes on here. So that's the cybersecurity news, and I think that is all I have here for tonight for the tech news right here on Asphere Cafe. And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. It's only 2 minutes, so there's that. So let me prepare the live stream for the next program of Cool FM. That is right now. Let me just switch accounts. So, before we had the last words, I want to know how Dreamcar is doing. Dreamcar, how are you doing so far while I'm doing the show? How are you?
I'm on the midst of editing right now. When it comes to see
Oh,
prime time,
uh-huh.
and of course on the other stuff because college week is fast approaching. It's on the last week of March, then the rest on the April.
Oh, wow. Last week of March and the rest of April.
Yes, a whole week, March 31 to April 5 days.
March 30 to April 5. Right? Is that right?
Yes.
Ooh. What are you doing in your college week right now, if I may ask?
Usually I'm the sound manager and of course the voiceover talent of the school. And yes, I'm also the DJ too.
Nice. Nice. All right. Uh, before I wrap it up, now is the time to wrap it up. Any last words, Streamcar, before we go?
I don't know if we're going to have something expect. So, KBC prime time intro, then some anniversary special items will be released soon on either on Fanmade Archives and on Dreamcar Fanmates. Yes, Dreamcar Fanmates.
All right. Thank you very much for your word, and that brings us to the end of Astro's Cafe tonight. Thank you very much for joining our cafe. We will be back again tomorrow. Where we will cover the latest anime updates and other Japanese pop culture news right here on Cool FM. Same time, same place. Remember, 6:30 p.m. to
Yes.
8 p.m. Until then, I'm Cairo.
I'm Dreamcar. The cafe is now closed. Join us again, same time, same station.
And we will see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye, bye bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Asphere Cafe is brought by TGN Entertainment, Dreamcar the announcer speaking.